Hello there, in this video I'm going to show you how to replace the screen in a Toshiba Tecra R850 model number PT524C-00H003. The screen in question had a vertical bar through it, so I was sure that the screen was gone. I ordered my replacement screen from a company called laptopscreens.com, who had a wide selection for the different R850 models, so make sure you select the right model number. The screen is a 1366 by 768 resolution 15.6 inch widescreen with a matte finish. Before we begin, I just want to tell you what you're going to need. You're going to need a couple of Phillips screwdrivers, small, I like to use the small little eye-set ones, and a small flat blade that you can use as a prying tool to pry the bezel off the display. I also like to use a anti-static wristband so that I don't do any electrical damage to anything. And also just be aware that you do follow these instructions at your own risk. Any damages will not be my responsibility. And so let's begin. First of all, remove the rubber screw covers at the top of the bezel. Underneath those covers you'll find a Phillips screw, and there's no need to remove the ones on the inner top side of the bezel, as they have nothing underneath them. Now we're going to remove the two chrome covered plastic hinge covers. On the back side of those you'll see a flat piece of chrome colored tape, and it's quite obvious. You just kind of peel that tape off with your flat blade, and underneath there is a very small Phillips screw that you need to remove. And now we're going to pry those silver hinge covers off the notebook using our flat blade. You'll find that the one with the Kensington key lock hole does take a little bit more to pry it off, but eventually it does come off. Now we should better see the two screws at the lower end of the display that are securing the bezel to the back of the notebook. Just remove those two screws. Now we should be ready to remove the bezel from the back of the notebook, and we can just pry this with our flat blade. Just be really careful. And then once we have a little bit of a gap in there, you should better get your fingers in there and just kind of peel that bezel up. And there we have it, the bezel removed. Now the display just kind of sits in the back of the notebook, and you can just kind of peel this up and be very careful and fold it in towards the keyboard, because you do not want to stretch the cable that connects the notebook to the display. So take the tape off the back of the display that holds that connector in and just unplug the connector. Now we have our new display, and remove the transparency cover that's protecting it. Now lie the display face down over the keyboard with the connector facing towards the back of the computer so that we can plug that connector cable back in. And I put a face cloth or something down on the keyboard just to protect that screen. You don't want to scratch your new screen. Now we're going to plug the connector cable in and apply the tape over the back of the monitor so that that cable doesn't come out. Now fold the display back into the back of the computer and apply the bezel. So just push down evenly all around the edge of the bezel, and you'll hear it clicking into place. We don't want any spaces in between the bezel and the back of the computer. Now we can put the 4 screws securing the bezel to the back of the computer back into place. And stick the rubber screw covers back over those top screw holes. And then we can put the chrome covered plastic hinge covers back on. Just push them on. Now fold the monitor back over, and we should better put the 2 little Phillips screws back through the hinge covers. And finally apply the chrome covered tape over the top of those screws. And that should be it for your laptop screen repair. Hope you've enjoyed this video and find it useful. Thank you.